The Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni legal battle took a turn Tuesday night when Lively filed an amended complaint alleging that two other actresses on the set of the film are prepared to testify their own uncomfortable experiences on set. The suit does not name the actresses or quote directly from their texts or include screenshots out of concern that they may be exposed to the same sort of cyberbullying and threats Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds claim they have endured.
Whose side are you on?
Well, Baldoni looks like, what's the word? He's got like a. You remember going to school with that kid that always raised his hand real quick in school for extra credit?
Yeah.
But then he also hit on the recess teacher, remember? And she was 35 and he was 12.
Right.
But she still was like, well, my husband's going to be gone next week, so maybe come over and make him play kickball. But
oh, now I remember. Yes, I do remember.
Baldoni was the hot kid that could fuck a teacher. So he's got that in his head.
He and 9 other plaintiffs, including his publicists, have brought a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times, essentially alleging them of libel and false light invasion of privacy. So Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, he told BBC's partner CBS that the newspaper aided and abetted a smear campaign designed to revitalise Lively's floundering image.
With this one here, to me, when I think about what happened with Amber Heard and what was the other guy?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. This is such an important story. I know you don't give a shit about it, but this is such an important story. Because if they would have won against him, a guy whose dream was to be a Hollywood actor, producer, director, they could have crushed his career if they would have won.
And they tried to do that. There was actually text messages where they showed that Blake is saying things. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but she compares herself to Khaleesi. I believe she has dragons. She's like, I have dragons just like Khaleesi. I have Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
Asking for the gag order and explaining how he's talking too much. He's threatening to post stuff on public sites. So what I think is this looks good for Baldoni, right? He's like, we want to make it all public. And sometimes lawyers can do this knowing that they can't actually do what they say they're going to do.
For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it. As the time progressed in this film, she decided that she wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits. She wanted to be part of the editing team. There were people hired, like human beings actually hired to do the editing job, who had done work as editors. She wanted to be part of that team. The next thing you know, she took over the editing.
And how's Justin feeling right now? What do you hope to accomplish this year?
You know what? He's feeling like you would feel. If you were wrongfully accused of something, you'd feel pretty devastated. And he's looking for justice. And he's a great man and an honest, really caring person. Thanks for your time.
And we're going to turn now to the latest overnight on the It Ends With Us lawsuits that don't seem to end. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed an amended version of their complaint. Eva Pilgrim has the details, including claims that other women on set raised concerns about Justin Baldoni.
We all know Blake Lively as the glamorous A-lister who stole our hearts on Gossip Girl and charmed us in countless roles. But now, a startling new video alleges she might not be the innocent victim she's been painting herself as. According to Justin Baldoni's legal team, security camera footage shows Blake Lively lunging at him, striking his chest in what appears to be a real physical altercation. Yes, you heard that right. The footage, released by Baldoni's camp, contradicts Blake's ongoing claims that she was the one harassed and mistreated. And this is not just idle chatter. This is a massive twist in a headline-making feud that's been shaking Hollywood for months. So, how exactly did we get here, and what does this video reveal? Before this footage emerged, the narrative was completely different. Last year, Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of creating a hostile work environment on the set of It Ends With Us. She claimed that he crossed professional lines and manipulated situations to harm her reputation. At first, many rallied behind Blake. She's been a beloved Hollywood figure for years, and the notion of her suffering mistreatment certainly grabbed public sympathy. But Justin Baldoni fiercely denied her accusations. He countered with a jaw-dropping lawsuit of his own, even dragging Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, into the picture. Baldoni's countersuit alleged that Blake and Ryan were co-conspirators in a smear campaign designed to ruin him, all because he supposedly wouldn't cave to her demands during production. It was an explosive claim, but at the time, a lot of people wrote it off as damage control or just another Hollywood he said she said fiasco. Now, with this footage surfacing, the scales of public opinion might be tipping in Justin's favor. So what exactly does the video show? According to people who have viewed it or had it described to them, the clip appears to be from a set security camera. It's grainy, but clear enough that you can clearly see Lively and Baldoni in the shot. They seem to be engaged in a heated conversation. Suddenly, Blake's body language goes from agitated to downright aggressive. She lunges forward and strikes Baldoni's chest with an open hand. Baldoni looks stunned. Crew members then rush in to separate them, creating a brief but tense scuffle that lasts only a few seconds. Yet those few seconds tell a very different story than Blake's repeated claims that she was intimidated, harassed, or endangered by Baldoni. Of course, the video's authenticity and context will be dissected in court. Blake Lively's team has already said this clip is taken wildly out of context, but from a purely visual standpoint, it's not a great look for her. One that definitely raises eyebrows among fans and industry insiders alike. Once Baldoni's legal team made the video public, Blake Lively's camp went into full-blown crisis mode. At first, it was radio silence. They didn't respond to inquiries or issue any immediate statements. But soon enough, they released a short, carefully worded denial. They claim the clip doesn't show the full story, and that Baldoni provoked her off camera. In an audacious twist, Lively's team even tried to spin the footage in her favor, insisting it supports her ongoing accusations that Justin harassed her. How exactly is that possible? Well, they suggest the reason Blake lashed out, if she did at all, was because she felt threatened or taunted. They're also alleging there might have been a longer exchange leading up to what we see. So far, though, no additional footage has surfaced to back up that claim. Despite the spin, a lot of folks on social media aren't buying it. The optics of a physical altercation are simply too strong to ignore, especially given that it completely clashes with the story Lively's been pushing for months. Now, let's talk lawsuits. This feud isn't just a war of words, it's a fully loaded legal battle. Blake Lively filed her lawsuit first, accusing Baldoni of harassment and what she describes as manipulative behavior on set. She's seeking damages, an apology, and all the usual remedies that come with these types of cases. But the moment Baldoni countersued, things escalated fast. He's asking for a whopping $400 million for defamation and civil extortion, claiming that Lively and Ryan Reynolds threatened to destroy his career if he didn't publicly apologize and cede more creative control to them. Baldoni's team frames this entire fiasco as an elaborate scheme by Lively to dominate the production, overshadow him, and then label him the villain when he wouldn't play ball. And now, with this new video, Baldoni's case seems to have fresh momentum. Legal experts are buzzing about the possibility that Lively could be in serious trouble if it's proven she physically attacked a co-star. Civil lawsuits are one thing, but if Baldoni hands over the footage to law enforcement, the potential for assault or battery charges looms on the horizon. Where does Ryan Reynolds fit into all this? According to Baldoni's legal documents, Reynolds has been an active player behind the scenes. He apparently attended a tense meeting with Baldoni before Blake filed her lawsuit, and Justin claims Reynolds is part of a group effort to smear him and salvage Blake's public image. Publicly, though, Ryan Reynolds has stayed quiet. He's known for his witty social media posts, yet he's maintained radio silence on this scandal. No cryptic tweets, no jokes, no heartfelt statements, nothing. One can only imagine what kind of high-stakes legal strategy might be happening behind closed doors to keep Reynolds on the sidelines. After all, $400 million is no small sum, and his own reputation as a Hollywood golden boy could be at stake if this lawsuit goes south. But with each new revelation, texts, emails, and now this footage, opinions are shifting. Suddenly, Justin Baldoni appears less like a potential villain and more like a victim of a strategic takedown. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's squeaky clean image is getting banged up with every headline. At this point, it's clear that Blake Lively's original plan to paint Baldoni as an abuser or harasser has run into serious complications. Each time her side releases a damaging story about him, Baldoni's team seems to come back with evidence contradicting it. Remember the weight-shaming controversy? That fell apart when it was revealed Baldoni was simply trying to figure out how to lift her safely for a scene. Then there was the alleged moment on set where Baldoni kept rolling cameras during a slow dance scene, supposedly ignoring Blake's discomfort. Baldoni later released raw footage with full audio, which appears to show no wrongdoing on his part, just standard directing instructions. It's starting to look like a pattern of questionable accusations from Lively's corner, and with the newly leaked altercation footage, the cracks in her story are becoming harder to ignore. Many are beginning to wonder, has Blake Lively lost control of the narrative she was so carefully curating? Let's not forget the elephant in the room: potential criminal charges. Right now, everything is playing out in civil court, with both sides seeking damages and legal remedies. But if Baldoni truly wants to escalate this, he could hand over the video to police, who might launch an investigation into assault or battery allegations against Lively. Whether or not that happens, the mere possibility adds a chilling layer to this drama, a high-profile star like Blake Lively facing legal consequences for an on-set outburst. It would be a bombshell moment for Hollywood, a place where intense behind-the-scenes conflicts often stay hush-hush. For now, it seems Baldoni is focusing on the civil side, using every piece of evidence he can muster to clear his name. But you never know. The story continues to unfold, and each development seems wilder than the last. What's next? If you think this saga is anywhere near over, think again. Both sides are locked in a high-stakes legal battle. Each is trying to outmaneuver the other with fresh evidence, surprise filings, and damaging leaks. Lively's lawyers are likely scrambling to dismiss Baldoni's $400 million defamation suit, while Baldoni's team is pushing full steam ahead, fueled by this newly released footage. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds' involvement hovers in the background. Will he continue to remain silent, or will he be forced to testify or issue a statement in court? And how will the rest of Hollywood react? Already, the rumor mill is churning about whether upcoming deals or endorsements for Blake or Ryan could be put on hold until this storm passes. No matter how it shakes out, the real damage might be to Blake Lively's reputation. Even if she manages to avoid legal consequences, the video of her allegedly attacking Baldoni won't disappear. It's on the internet forever, etched into the public consciousness. That's a major public relations hurdle for anyone, especially a star who was once considered America's sweetheart. So, what do you think, folks? Is Blake Lively really the aggressor here, caught red-handed in a moment of rage? Or is this footage being spun out of context? Just another strategic move in a messy Hollywood feud? One thing is certain, the stakes are sky high for both Blake and Justin. This scandal could reshape careers, topple public images, and cost hundreds of millions of dollars if the courts find Blake's side liable for defamation. That's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood's latest bombshell scandal, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more updates. Let me know in the comments whose side you're on, Team Blake or Team Justin? Or are you waiting for the courts to decide? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.